We're going to do a alliance report. We're going to start from scratch, make a report in alliance, and look at the different components of making a report in alliance. So first we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Reports, and we're going to create a new report. Now in most cases we're going to choose the new standard report. Now as soon as you open it up, it gives you a selection of what tables you're going to use. So for example, there's a BOM, or as we've referred to, a BOM table. So it has things such as bill of material item number, description, bill of material notes, and so forth. Some other choices we have here that may be useful to us are inventory, that's invent, and in the inventory section it has things such as inventory location, stock room, etc. Another one that's very helpful to us is XREF. This is also referred to as cross-ref. So here we have information that's helpful to us. It has the part number, which is the in-house part number, or the OEM part number. So that's very useful to us in many of our reports. So we're going to go ahead and choose the BOM table, BOM. That's going to be the basis of our report. Now that we have done that, we're going to open this up to make it a bit larger so we can work in it. Now you see here there's different bands that are set up automatically. We have page header, page body, page footer, summary. The first thing we want to do is set up our sections. Now what we're going to do is go to File and click on that with your mouse. You're going to go down to Setup, and you're going to look for Section. You're going to select Section. Now since we start off the report using the BOM, it lists that in the Setup section. Now we want to add to that. We want to think about what we're going to do in our report, tables that are going to be necessary for our report. So in this case we're going to put in a part master table. So we're going to right click that and add a child table, and we're going to select part master, and it adds it to our list. And as you notice, it's indented. It's, we could say, a child table to the BOM table. We're also going to add another one to the bill of material table. So we're going to select Add Child Table again. This time we want to add the XREF, or the cross-reference table. Again, we see it listed right under Part Master. Next we're going to add one more table for our demonstration, and that is going to be an invent, or inventory table. Alright, so this is the basis of our report. Now as we have listed these here, there's a number of things we have to do. We have to create a relationship between the BOM and the part master table. Now Alliance automatically does that for us, but we don't always want to use the selection they choose, the defaults. For example, let's click on part master, and if you look down here below, you see a parent expression and we see a child expression. Now Alliance automatically defaulted to BOM notes and part master notes, but we want to change that. So we're going to right click that, and we're going to change the relationship between the two. It opens up this dialog box, and here we see BOM notes, the parent expression, and we want to change that. So we're going to hit change, and here we see selected already BOM notes. Now what you want to do, you want to highlight that and delete it, or you can just write over it. What we're going to do for our demonstration is add BOM comp. Now this is BOM component, so that I know based on experience is a part number, and it's how it's referenced in the BOM table, BOM comp. So So we're going to select that, and as we saw, it changed the BOM notes to BOM comp. We could have just deleted that, highlighted it, deleted it using the keyboard, but that's another way to do it. So that's the parent expression, you notice. So we hit OK, and then we're going to choose the child expression. We're going to change that. Now our child expression here, we need to relate to it. So what relates to the BOM comp, or the part number listed to the bill of material? Well, we're going to delete part master notes because that doesn't do it. So I'm going to highlight it, select delete on the keyboard, and we're going to choose part master part number and hit OK. So back to our dialog box here. We see the parent expression is BOM component, which is a part number. The child expression is also a part number, so they're relatable. The relationship type is one-to-many. We're going to leave that as a default and see what happens. The other option is one-to-one. So we can select one or the other. I don't think in this case it matters, but we'll find out. Next, we're going to change the relationship in our cross-reference. Again, we see the default is BOM assembly and cross-reference part number. That's actually something we want. No, that's not what we want. We don't want BOM assembly here. We're going to change that relationship. The BOM assembly refers to the whole assembly that we're going to select when we go to print the report. Now, we don't want to choose that, so we're going to change relationship again. Again, we're going to right-click it, change or add a child table, rather change relationship. And we got the change button here. And we see BOM assembly is already selected. We're going to get rid of that and do BOM comp, which is, again, a part number listed in the bill of material. Hit OK. Then we're going to change the child expression. Well, that's actually good. The child expression is already cross-reference part number, so that's really good. So again, we're looking at the cross-reference here, and we want the cross-reference part number to relate to the bill of material part number, which is BOM comp. So that's good. We don't have to change anything there. It's also a relationship of one-to-many, which again in this case should be fine. Let's go ahead and select OK. The last setup we need to do is the inventory relationship. Again, we see BOM assembly listed under that relationship. We want to change that again. Relationship and change. Again, we're going to choose BOM component. Hit OK. And we're going to keep the inventory part number. And hit OK. Alright, so we should be good. So we set up our sections. And we're going to hit close this dialog box. And now we're going to look at our grouping. Group. The grouping is what sets up our band. So right now we have a page header band, we see here. We have a page body band. Now we need to group things together. The first grouping we're going to do is the BOM assembly, because when we go to make the report, we want to group the whole report together. So what I did was just select one BOM assembly, double clicked it, and it went over to the group section. Another way to do it is highlight it here, select the arrow. We also want to group this report by item sequence. So we're going to be making a BOM in our report, and we want to look at the item sequence. So for example, if the line item is line item 1, we want everything with line item 1 that's related to it to be grouped together. So we're going to select that and move it over to the group section. So those are the only 2 groups we're going to do in our example. So we're going to select OK. Now notice what happened here. Once we made our groups, we have some additional bands now. We see not only do we have a page header, we have a group header, BOM assembly, we have a group header BOM item sequence, because those are our 2 groups we made. We also see there's a page body, and then there's footers for the BOM item sequence and the BOM assembly. So where we place our information within these bands will affect how they're printed out on the report. Next thing we want to do is go to the sort section. Now that's under the order. We're going to do a sort order here. So we select order and another dialog box comes up. Now we want to sort this whole thing by the BOM assembly first of all. Now it comes up with A. That means it's going to be an ascending order. We also want to sort it by item sequence again. So again, in our example, our line items are normally listed as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so forth. So when we select sort by BOM item sequence, again I'm going to highlight it and hit the arrow, and it's going to move right over to here. So if we didn't do that and you want to print the report, it will print random numbers. So what we mean by that, say in our report we're going to list part number, we're going to list item number, we're going to list stock locations. If we don't select the sort order, it's going to choose for itself what it's going to sort by. Now that's going to make our report very messy. So when we sort by the BOM item sequence number, we're going to see a nice report that starts off with item number 10, then goes to 20, 30, etc. So that's done. Let's hit OK. Alright, so now we have most of the report set up. What we want to do now is set up our sections. What are we going to do here? Alright, let's first of all make some space in here. You see what I'm doing here? I'm selecting the box here, I'm just moving it down. So I'm making some space in here to show you it can be done, and we're going to add some fields now. So what we're going to do, we're going to add something to the header field. Now here we have our buttons up here we can choose from. Now what I'm going to do is select this one. This button here is a text field, so I'm going to select text field, and it gives me a little pointer here, and I can add anything I want. So what I'm going to do is click the mouse and drag it, and normally opens up a box. Once you let go of it, it allows you to edit it since it's a text box. So we're just going to put play. So that's just text. So we go back to our arrow, that's our pointer, and it gives us the ability to use the selection again. So let's move him back where he was in the page header. Alright, so he's there. What else do we want to put in here? Well, we also want to put in a field that it contains some of our information. So we're going to select this button here, which is a field. So once we select that, it gives us again a little crosshair pointer. And we want to put in here a field. Once we do that, you notice a dialog box comes up, and it gives you an option to choose what field do you want in here, what table or parts of the table do you want put in this spot on the report. So in our case, we're first going to select BOM assembly. Now it gives a lot of selections here, and all these selections are based on what we created in the beginning of our report. Remember, we want to set up our sections. Since we put BOM in as a table, it gives us information relating to the BOM. We put part master in, it gives us information related to that. Cross-reference, inventory. Now if you didn't put those things in the section, they wouldn't be here. So since we added them earlier, they're here. We're going to choose BOM assembly, because when we go to print report, we want to show what BOM assembly we're printing. So we're going to select on that. I'm double clicking it, and notice it puts it down here. Now you have all kind of options. You have equal, greater than, less than, you have some math, you have functions, you have variables you can add. We're going to keep it very simple, just add BOM assembly. Select. OK. So you see what it did? It automatically put it up here. Now I'm going to go back and select my arrow because I need to move this thing around here. So I'm going to change the size of this. I'm going to just take my arrow, click it with the mouse, and drag it. Make it smaller or larger. Alright, so let's leave him there. Actually, let's put him in the group header. Now, the way these are set up, it's related to what's above. So this page header is above. The group header BOM assembly is above. So this is going to be printed in that group. The group header BOM item sequence, it's going to be this section here. The page body is this section here. Alright, now that we selected our BOM assembly, let's add another field. So again, select the field button. I'm going to create something right here. So I'm going to open this up. It's going to give me a choice here, and I'm going to choose item sequence number. Double click. Comes down here in the field, hit OK. It makes space for it on report. Since I still have my crosshair open for a field, we're going to add another field. Again, we're going to add BOM component because this is the item part number listed on the bill of material. Double click it, comes down here, and we're going to hit OK. Alright, so I'm going to select this arrow again because right now I have the crosshair, so I'm going to select the arrow so I can manipulate this. I don't want this so large, so I'm going to grab it with my mouse and select it, grab it with my mouse, and try and make it smaller. There we go. Good. Alright, so we need more room. Let me go select the field again, and let's add description. So we're going to open this up. It's going to give us a choice. We're going to look for something related to description. So part master, here we go. Part master descript 60. Now why is it 60? I don't know. But it works. Double click it. Hit OK. It places it here. Alright, so we're running out of space in this band here. So what I'm going to do is go select my pointer again. I'm going to come and drag this band down. Give me more space to work with. Alright, so let's add another field. Again, we're going to go to our field select, and we're going to add, let's say, a cross-reference here. Now, I know a cross-reference, that's the XREF. We're going to look for it, and we want the OEM part. Now, I know from experience the part number is the same as the BOM component that we see here. So we don't want that. We want the OEM part number, or in other words, the manufacturer part number. Select it, double click, and again hit OK. That puts him there. Again, let me give myself some space. I'm going to select him. He's already selected. I'm going to grab it with the mouse and shorten him up. Now again, you can grab him with the mouse. You can move him different parts of the report, but we're going to leave him right here under the BOM component. Maybe give him a little bit more shortness. Good. Let's place something else here. Let's add, again selecting my field, let's add stock location. Again, that's another field, and here's our choices. Now stock has to do with inventory, so let's go to invent, and we're going to look for something related to the location in the stock. So we're going to keep scrolling down here. We have a lot of different choices. Here we go. Location code is what we need to add to this report. Alright, it's down there. Let's hit OK. Alright, so now we have parts of our report all set up. Now I'm going to go again, select my pointer so I can do things in here. So what we're going to do is change some of the fonts, maybe some of the colors, so we can get an idea of what it's actually printing when we go to show you an example of how to print it. So let's change the font. You're going to right click any of the fields. So I right click that and notice a little box comes up, and I'm going to change my font. So I just click on font and I'm going to change that to say 8. Okay. Alright. Now you can select multiple ones. If you click on one and you hold down the shift key, you can do a multiple shift, but since I'm holding the phone right now, I can't do both. So I'm just going to do one at a time. Change the font here to 8. Change the font here. Right click, font, select 8, hit OK. Same thing with the rest. Okay, let's change some other things. We have the item sequence here. Let's change the border style. So we're going to select border style here. And you want to choose a line style first. So I'm going to choose a very thin line style. Now, here's your options. You can put that line around the whole thing. One side, bottom, top. We're going to select the whole thing. Alright, so we notice here it gives you a picture of what it's going to look like. Now you can change the colors and so forth of the line around the box or the border. We're going to leave it black. Hit OK. Alright, so when that goes to print, we're going to get a line around this box here. Now what about BOM component? Let's change something here. Let's change the background. Alright, now right now its field style is transparent, so it's just going to print out no color. But I'm going to choose solid fill. Now here we go. Changing these, you're going to see changes of the color. So you can change this, adjust it any color you want. So I'm going to look for a color that's kind of nice. That's a nice color right there, like a teal maybe, aqua. I'm going to say OK. There we have it there. Let's change the color of the part master description. Again, that's the background. Select solid fill. And let's see here. Let's make that like light blue. And hit OK. Let's do the same with the cross-reference OEM. And background. Solid fill. And let's change that to like a pinkish color. Okay. And let's do one more. Let's do this guy down here. And let's go to solid fill. And let's change something down here. Yeah, nice kind of pale yellow. Alright, so now we have a colors. When it goes to print, we can see what's happening. Field style. Field style. Again, we have the expression that's in the field. We can change the picture. I'll give you an example of that, I think, later on. And the print when selection, we can left align it, center align it, right align it, fully justify it. So those are options. You just click on the button and it's going to do it whatever you choose. Do it the way you choose. So let's hit cancel. Alright, so I think we're ready to save our report and print it and see what it looks like. So let's go to File, select it, and hit Save As. We're going to save this as. Now I'm going to put it in our F drive, in this case, AMS, which is Alliance Reports 1, and we're going to name this Play. Now, I have it lowercase here, but when you go to look at it anywhere else, it's going to be all cap. So it doesn't really matter. But I selected play. That's the name of this file. We're going to hit OK. Alright. It's saved. So we're going to close it down. And now we're going to go to File. We're going to go to Custom Reports. And we're going to select something. I'm going to choose any report. Now these things here just entered by a user. You can put anything in here, any kind of descriptive title you want. I'm going to use this one, any report, because I'm going to select any report. Once I select that, I'm going to find that report. Now I know this report is in the F drive. I know it's in Reports 1 under AMS, and I'm going to see it come up as play somewhere. There it is. So again, even though we had a P was capitalized, L-A-Y was lowercase, you see the default's always cap. We're going to select that. Comes up to file name, we're going to hit OK, and we're going to build a query. Now we already have one built. Notice the query we have built is BOM assembly equals. So remember, our report is based on a bill of materials. So the fact that we have a bill of materials, we want to select the BOM assembly number, and we have one selected here. Keep in mind, when you select an item within the quotation marks, try and leave a space after the number, because if there's anything else, if you put the parenthesis, for example, right there, anything that has the same part number, even if it's A, B, C after the 3, it's going to print it all out in one report. We don't want that, so we're going to leave the space. Alright, we're going to hit OK. Now all we're going to do is print. We'll go to print, printer in this case, and sorry I'm not getting this camera all the way I need to. Now I'm just going to print it out to one of our PDF drives, so let's hit OK. Takes a couple of minutes. Now it defaults to play, save as play. As a PDF, I'm going to say yes. Now I know it's in this drive here, so I'm going to look for it now and open up the play. This is what our report looks like, the one we just made. Alright, good. So notice here, let's compare now. Let's go back into our report. Let's show you the whole report. Let's go into Alliance, open up our report, and we can compare what it looks like. Open report, and again we're going to look for play right here. Alright, good. So here's our report. So let's see what happens. You see the word play. We type that in. That relates to our page header. That was just text we typed in. If we type anything else in here or add another text field, it's going to show up in the front of the report. And that's what we see here. Now we see here the bill of materials we're looking for, PC11-99103. That's what we selected in our query when we went to print the report. And again, if we go back to our report we created, this is the BOM assembly. Now again we see this nice teal section here. This was our BOM comp, and notice our item sequence number, we put a box around that, and that's what it printed out. So around all the line items we have a box around it. All the BOM components, or the part number in the bill of material, it's in teal. Here's our description. It's all in this light blue. We go back to the report, see where it's located. Same place we put it. Same with the cross-reference OEM part number. Again, if it doesn't have one, it's blank. If it is one there, it's going to print it. And we have the stock location all listed here. So that's basically our report. Now there are things we can do to change it, move it around, manipulate it. We're not going to show you that in this video. We just wanted to give you a basic idea how to make a basic report. Hopefully this helps.